Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshinim. Oh Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki. O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 10th Adhyaya of Vibhuti Yoga, and the greatest teacher of the universe, the supreme teacher of the universe, is explaining to us in quite and giving us an elaborate list of the things in this creation, which are the places where the great eternal Lord dwells. The places, the deities, the gods, the celestial beings, and he has indicated to us, and not only that, even in the animal kingdom, in the plant kingdom, and even the objects like the weapons and other things. And he clearly told us that whichever is best among these groups, these individual categories, whether gods, whether demigods, whether celestial beings, whether human beings or the Gandharvas, whichever is the best, know for sure that the great Lord dwells in them. These, the best among all the groups, in each group, the best in each group is to be identified with the great eternal Lord. The last verse that we read, 28th Shloka, Sri Krishna told that among the weapons, I am the Vajra, thunderbolt. And we have discussed at length how this Vajra was obtained by the gods. This is the weapon which was brought out, which was produced by an extreme sacrifice of the great sage Dadiji. So the weapon which has as a backing, which has its source in the form of the greatest sacrifice of the purest of the pure sage. That Sri Krishna says, I am that Vajra. Ayudhanam aham Vajra. Coming to the other animal kingdom, Sri Krishna says, Dhenunam asmi kamadhuk, among the cows. Among all those docile, beautiful, milk-giving cows, I am the Kamadhuk, I am the Kamadhenu, I am the wish-fulfilling cow. You just pray to that Kamadhuk and all your desires, all your wishes, whatever you pray for, they get fulfilled. That is the Kamadhenu, that is the Kamadhuk. And Sri Krishna says, among all the cows, while all the cows are revered as mother, the Kamadhuk, the Kamadhenu, has got a very special status in that category of cows, in that class of cows, in that species of cows. So Sri Krishna says, since Kamadhuk is the best among them, know for sure that I am there. Then Sri Krishna also talks about the process of reproduction in the beings. And then he says, Prajanash chāsmi kandarpaha. Prajana is the process of getting the progenies, getting the future generations, the reproductive cycles. Among that, He says, no, for sure, I am that Kandarpa, I am that Kamavasana, I am that Cupid, which makes the male and female come together and produce the next generation. So that Kandarpa I am, says. Then, after talking about those docile, beautiful, most loving cows, Sri Krishna talks about those venomous serpents. Among the sarpanam, among the serpents, I am Vasuki. Now, yesterday I made a mistake while explaining the Vasuki. It is not Vasuki on which Lord Vishnu is reclining with Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi sitting as well. It's not Vasuki. Vasuki is the snake which is adorned by Sri Shankara on his neck. So that is the difference between the snake on which Lord Vishnu is reclining with Lakshmi at his feet and the snake adorned in the neck of Lord Shiva, Lord Shankara. So Vasuki is that Shankara, that snake. That Sarpanamasmi Vasuki. Among the serpents, I am the Vasuki. Now here serpent, this category of reptiles is basically for the poisonous snakes. Now Lord Shiva is the one and only one God who can consume any kind of poison. He can consume any kind of evils that are created in this world and just digest them and get rid of the evil from this world. That is what Lord Shiva is. And since he has that capacity of consuming, digesting all the poison in this creation, Lord Vasuki, the Lord of the snakes, he is adoring Shiva's neck. So that is about the 4 more points that Sri Krishna told where the great Lord dwells in. Now today in this 29th shloka that we are going to read, again Sri Krishna is just keep on adding to that list of all the things wherein the Lord dwells. Now Sri Krishna says, Anantaśh chāsmi nāgānāṁ Varuṇo yādasām aham Pitrunam Aryamā chāsmi Yama sanyamatām aham. He has spoken about the sarpa, the poisonous, venomous snakes category in the previous shloka. Now this shloka he is talking about the Naga. Naga is a snake which is not poisonous, which is in fact can be a very docile type of snake. And they are not as ferocious, they are not as poisonous, they are not as venomous, they don't have poison at all, these Nagas. Now among the Nagas, the chief among the Nagas is Ananta. So Sri Krishna says, Anantaśh chāsmi nāgānāṁ. Among the Nagas, I am the Ananta. Now why Ananta? Ananta is again Ananta is also known by the name of Sheshanag, on which Lord Vishnu is reclining. Lord Vishnu is reclining, Goddess Lakshmi is sitting with Lord Vishnu, and from the navel of the Lord Vishnu that lotus is coming out, and Brahmadev, not the ultimate Satchidananda Brahman, the Brahmadev of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the Brahmadev is sitting there in the lotus. So that is the typical picture that we have always seen. Now that snake on which Lord Vishnu is reclining is Naga. It is a Sheshanaga, which is also called as Ananta. So Sri Krishna says, among the Nagas, among those non-poisonous snakes, the other reptiles, I am Ananta. That is the supreme most snakes among all the snakes. Then Varuna yādasām aham. Among the water deities, Yādasām is water deities. Various water deities which are in this creation. The clouds are there, the rains are there, the drizzle is there. So these are all different types of water deities, and among these water deities, I am the Varuna, the rains. Because it is with this Varuna, with this rain, with this chief among the water deities. Like there are various different types of deities. Sri Krishna has told us about various types of maruts, the wind gods, 49 different types of wind gods. But Sri Krishna says, I am Marichi among the maruts. Marichi is the chiefmost wind deity. So like the wind deities, there are also several types of rain water deities. Among that water deities, Sri Krishna says, I am the Varuna. Pitrunam Aryamā chāsmi. And Pitrunam is the ancestors, Pitris, the foregone generations. Among the generations, I am Aryama. Aryama is supposed to be the first and foremost of the Pitris, the chief among the Pitris. So, the Aryama, the chief among all those passed away generations, the chief of those passed away mains, the Pitris, known as Aryama. Sri Krishna says, I am Aryama. And then finally Sri Krishna says here in this 29th Shloka, Yamaḥ sanyamatām aham. Sanyamatām is one who controls everything. The gods who control everything. Now, who is the ultimate controller? Ultimate controller in this creation is Lord Yama, the death. That is the ultimate controller. To some extent, whatever diseases come to us, whatever other anomalies they come to us, we are affected by so many things. We are affected by poverty, we are affected by ill health, we are affected by a lot of other non-pleasurable things in our lives, isn't it? Now, among all those things which try to control our life, which try to control our outgoing tendencies. Now, normally what happens whenever we are in bad times? Whenever we are in bad times, we try to think about the Lord. Now, all these bad times, among all these controlling factors which lead us towards the Lord, Sri Krishna says, among all these controlling factors in this creation, I am the Yama. That is the ultimate controlling factor. That in fact, compared to other controlling factors in our lives, whether it is sickness, whether it is poverty, whether it is ill health, nothing beats death. Because that is the ultimate happening to the life. Nothing, there can't be anything more than death to the life. So it is the ultimate controlling factor is always the death factor. And Sri Krishna says, I am that death. So here Sri Krishna has again enlisted the 4 things in this creation, wherein we can take for granted, yes, Lord dwells there. The Anantaśh among all the snakes. Then Varuna, God Varuna, rain god among all the rain gods. Then Aryama among all the mains and forefathers and gone by ancestors. And finally, among all the controllers of this creation, controllers of this entire creative life force, the death, I am that, Sri Krishna says. Now, Nagas are non-poisonous snakes, and Ananta among them is conceived of or represented as 5-headed Naga. That is what is, that is those 5 heads of Ananta. They are forming the shade for Lord Vishnu, who is sitting in that cosmic ocean. This is a symbol of Prakriti being made up of 5 elements. Now, 5 heads of Ananta. 5 heads of Ananta allegorically represent the 5 elements of the Prakriti. The air, fire, water, ether, space. Because the Lord is resting on Ananta, because the Lord Vishnu, he rests on Ananta, he is reclining so comfortably on Ananta, and Ananta, that coil of Ananta, with the hood, five-headed hood, protecting Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Sri Krishna says that among the snakes, I am that Ananta. That Varuna is another Vedic deity like Marichi of the Maruts. He has his jurisdiction on earth and in heaven. He is noted for intelligence. With the march of time, he associates himself with the water deities and becomes their king. And since he is the king of the water deities, he is the ultimate, controller of this rain. He is the ultimate giver of the rain. Varuna is considered to be the chief most among all the water deities in of the ancient time. And Sri Krishna therefore identifies himself with Varuna. Now, Pitris are the departed ancestors. The very first to enter the world of the mains is Aryama. That was the first ancestor who died. That was the first of the beings who died and got into the various lokas. Now that Aryama, Sri Krishna says, that Aryama is me. All those who pay homage to their departed ancestors pray to Aryama as well. When we do Shraddha ceremony, giving in the honor of paying homage to the departed ancestors, in that ceremony, Aryama also gets included automatically in one of the mantras. This way, Sri Krishna becomes the Vibhuti, that the Aryama becomes Vibhuti of the Lord. Aryama becomes one of the divine manifestations of the Lord, the very first Pitri. And then, the practice of self-control is called Yama in the science of yoga. Punishment in the form of pain is inflicted on one who does not practice self-control. And this is the experience of one and all. The Lord of Death is also called Yama. Now here, if you see allegorically, the Lord of Death is also Yama. And controlling one's mind is also Yama. So, it is through the ultimate control. And this is what, in fact, death brings into the life. The ultimate control. What we cannot do during our lifetime, maybe at the death, we may be able to achieve that. The divine vision of the Lord, the divine vision of the Mother. Life and death are meted out by Yama to beings according to their merits and demerits. He is therefore the best among the controllers. And this merit comes to Yama from Ishvara. This authority of being the ultimate controller, this authority of being the ultimate end point of the life, in the life stage, the beginning, the middle and the end. Throughout that middle stage and the beginning, Yama just keeps on watching. How is it going? Is there control? Is there sufficient self-control in the person? And then when Yama decides, now enough is enough. Now the fellow has to be given another chance. And then that's when finally the Lord Yama, the ultimate controller of this creation, he starts his play. And his play is very simple. His play is just to remove that Jivatma from the body, from that living being, and place it somewhere till he finds another body, till he finds another chance for the mukti, for the nirvana. So Yama is considered the greatest controller of all the forces in this creation, and therefore Sri Krishna identifies himself with Yama, that yes, in Yama also you can find me dwelling. So these are another four concepts, four places in this creation that Sri Krishna has taught us about the dwelling places for the Lord. The Ananta, the Varuna, then Aryama and Lord Yama, the ultimate controller, the ultimate self-control. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Swami.